Hello, boys and girls of the internet. I wanted to do a quick little vlog today, and just because I want to gripe for a little bit. So 2 weeks ago, I went to go see Aquaman. There's not going to be an Aquaman review, because that's movie's been out for over a month now, so I'm not going to do any reviews, so screw that. But my gripe is Hollywood. Why is Hollywood continuing to use things in their movies that don't work? Now, what am I talking about? So, if you don't know my background, I went to school for computer animation. I love computer animation. Computer animation has its place. A lot of things, video games, cartoons, movies, all that stuff. I love Pixar movies. I love seeing all the animation games and stuff. It's great. It's great for when it's used well. Now, of course, there's always examples of when it's not used well. Aquaman was definitely one of them. And so this is the second time in a DC Universe movie that they have chosen to go a route that would have been infinitely better going the practical route. I always feel that even though as great as leaps and bounds that our animation has gotten over the years, practical effects still has its place. There are some things that computer animation, even though, yeah, you can do it, and you can do it simply, you can do it probably quicker. Sometimes a practical effect is just a lot more graspable. You know what I mean? Like think back to, the old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. The old, 1990s, live action movie. Those turtles looked like they were there, Yeah, I mean, some people could say like the costumes and the animatronics wasn't perfect, and it wasn't. It was far from perfect, but it still it made it look there. They were interacting with actual actors, and so it was tangible. Fast forward to the Ninja Turtle movie of a couple of years ago, both of them, the ones that were live action, yet the turtles was fully CG. They went nuts with them. They put all kinds of shit all over them and just made it look goofy. Now those movies made a lot of money because of kids, but I hated those movies. I mean, they were fun, but don't get me wrong. Now, the thing I'm specifically talking about in, say, Aquaman, I have no doubt that the many, probably hundreds of animators that worked on that movie from across probably dozens of studios, because that's how movie studios work nowadays. They go, okay, we need these number of shots, like this dozen shots, this 50 shots, and that, and farm it out to different animation studios, and they do that all the time. I have no doubt that a lot of them, they're very hard workers. They're great at what they do, and a lot of scenes in Aquaman were amazing. They're very CG heavy. There's all kinds of underwater battles and stuff like that, and they looked amazing. But there are some things you just shouldn't do in CG, when it could be so much better using practical work. Makeup, old school makeup that's been working for 100 years in Hollywood. And what I'm specifically referring to, if you've seen Aquaman, the very, very beginning scene shows Aquaman's dad meeting Aquaman's mom for the first time. He rescues her off the beach. It's like a storm. Puts her in his house, and blah blah blah. Scenes go by, but Aquaman's mom is played by Nicole Kidman, who she's an older actor by now, but she was hot way back in the day. and she's still a good-looking woman for her age. I mean, she's not old, but she is definitely older. And of course, they want to portray her as younger in this movie. So what do? Instead of putting a little younger-looking makeup on her, they digitally de-aged her. Not only that, they did it for Aquaman's dad. Aquaman's dad is played by, I can't pronounce his name, Timur Morrison. He was Jango Fett in the old Star Wars prequels. So they got Jango Fett, and they knew they wanted to put him in other scenes later on, because he already looks like an older man, 50, 60 years old, whatever. They wanted to put him in later scenes, in modern times, but in the flashback scene, they digitally de-aged him once again. And they look terrible. It looks fake as hell. Nicole Kidman, not as much, but there was like a particular scene where when she was like talking and her mouth looked like, I was like, why did they give her Superman's mouth? Because you remember in Justice League, there was a big controversy where this is where the second time they, the first time they did it, and Aquaman is now the second time they did it. The first time they did it, it was Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was contracted when he's working on Mission Impossible that he had to retain his look, and he had a mustache and some scruffy 5 o'clock shadow weird, and he had to retain that for that movie. But he had to come back to Justice League to do some reshoots. Apparently those reshoots were quite a lot, because almost every scene with Superman in it had it. It had his stupid ass digitally altered face, because what they had to do, they filmed him normally with his mustache and digitally removed his mustache and had to reconstruct his fucking face. And we all know it looked goddamn horrible. It looks terrible. And so it looks goofy as hell. And in fact, there was even a video that someone used the Deepfakes app. If you all know, the deepfakes, people were using real actors' faces and putting them on porn videos, and for the most part, it looked pretty good. There were some glitches here and there for some videos, but some videos looked like, damn, that looks like her, such and such face on this porn star's body. That app that had a lot of controversy, but they used that app and they put footage of Justice League, and they made it look better than what Hollywood was able to achieve. They made Henry Cavill's face look normal. So what is going on with DC movies and not being able to make digital human faces up close look good? And maybe just me. I know, like, some of my friends, they see it too. Some people may not see it. They may they're not maybe attuned to spot certain animation techniques, or see where CG is. Hell, even I missed. I was like, that was CG? Holy shit! Because CG is getting so good nowadays. But when it's bad, it's bad. And to me, this looked bad. There's a scene where Aquaman's dad and mom were on like a pier, and she was going to leave. There's a sunset behind her, and maybe it was just like the green screen behind them that made it look even worse. But the digitally de-aging, I'm like, that looks just so bad. So what they should have done practically is, instead of getting Jango Fett to play Aquaman's dad, get a younger man for the first scenes and put makeup on him for when he's older. Yeah, put a makeup artist to work, and they could probably do it in like 2 hours every day when he's on scene, because he doesn't have very many scenes, and be done with it. How hard is that? Same thing with Nicole Kidman. Her younger scenes, they could make her up to look younger. She doesn't look that old. She's not old at all. I'm looking at a picture right now. She's, I'll pop a picture up here. She looks good for her age, and she can easily look younger. You don't have to digitally de-age her. Same thing with Justice League. What they could have done with Henry Cavill. Now, I understand they couldn't get around the contract. with, because he was working on the other movie. He was contractually obligated to keep his look. Ultimately, the easiest thing were to shave his fucking mustache and beard off for his reshoots in Justice League, and for Mission Impossible, makeup on his fucking mustache. You can even digitally add a mustache a lot easier than you can digitally remove a mustache. But you can, use mustache hairs and glue it on your fucking face, and Hollywood's really good at doing that and making it look real and natural, like my fucking beard hair. My beard hair is real, but Hollywood can put this on if I didn't have beard hair and make it look real. It's not like fake mustache you get in a costume shop. They know what they're doing, and it doesn't take long. It's like, was that really worth it? I mean, I get it. The people at Warner Brothers, they couldn't get the people over at whoever did the Mission Impossible movies, I forget the studio's name, to probably bend on that. It's like, hey, we need to use him, but we need to use him with a clean face. Mission Impossible people are like, no, we can't have him shave because we need him with the mustache. Come on, really? So that's my big gripe. Aquaman, fun movie, for the most part, had really good CG effects. There's a couple of goofy parts in it. Now, not as a review part, but this is just me. That day I was really tired. There was actually a couple of parts I actually fell asleep in the movie. So there's a few things that when I kind of dozed off and I woke back up, I was like, what was going on? And then I looked at my friend and he was bored with it too. The movie, it has some boring parts, let me just say that. So it wasn't their best. It did really well in the box office. However, I think that's attributes to, Jason Momoa and the millions of, fawning women that were probably as wet as the movie going to that. That's terrible. But Hollywood, please, if you can't do something with practical effects, yeah, go ahead, do it with CG. But if something that can be done with practical effects and easier and looks better than your damn CG, stay away from the CG. Just don't do it. So yeah, that's my rant. So sorry I haven't been vlogging a lot lately. Like I said, I just want to vlog when I want to have a subject I want to talk about. I should have made this vlog actually a couple weeks ago, but I had the convention vlog I wanted to edit and get out. But this has been on my mind ever since I saw Aquaman. I'm like, this is dumb. I have to talk about this. So let me know what you think. If you've seen Aquaman, did you see it as well? Did you notice the weird, fake looking faces and it looks goofy as shit. But let me know if you even noticed it or if you even care. Like I said, I think practical effects would have looked a lot better. They even de-aged Willem Dafoe. There was a couple of scenes of a flashback with him, and they de-aged him. Now, granted, Willem Dafoe, he's never a good-looking man. He looks goofy as hell no matter what you do with him. But when they de-age him, it's like he looks like a fish. I know, I get it. He's like underwater, but he looks like a fish. Well, I'm gonna stop rambling and ranting for now. So I'll talk to y'all later. Everybody have a good day. I love you.